we'll get started on our backs. And if you have a towel that you want to use to stretch your legs with, you can. I'm just going to use my hands today. We'll bring that right knee into the chest, left leg goes long. So start to circle that right ankle out. And then taking your hand behind your thigh, we'll inhale to straighten the leg out, and exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend one more time, and you could be pointing your foot or flexing it or just letting it relax. And then let's keep that knee bent and open it out to the right. And if you want a little grounding in that left hip, you can just put your left hand there. And we'll keep that knee bent for now, that right knee, really finding that flexion in the hip. And then take this to a twist. So bring that knee all the way over to the other side. Stretch your right arm out. Some of you may want to turn that head to the right. Really getting that nice twist in the spine and the ribs. And then come on back. And we'll bring both knees into the chest and just rock around a little bit on your sacrum, that lowest part of your back. And then we'll do all of that left. So right leg can lengthen if you want. Left knee is in. Roll the ankle out. And then take the hands behind the thigh. Flex or point the foot. Inhale to straighten the leg as much as you can. And then exhale to bend. And see if you can keep your thigh close to your belly. So the hands behind the thigh should help with that. One more time. And keeping that knee bent, pull it close. We'll take it into that left armpit. Again, if you want to, you can anchor through your right hip, pushing your right hand down. And then find that twist. Early morning twist should feel really good. Remember, you can look at that extended hand. If it doesn't feel good, you're just looking up to the ceiling or the other way. One more deep breath here. And then bring both knees into the chest and just start to rock yourself forward and back, forward and back. And we'll come into our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly shape. Feet together, knees wide. Inhale to sit really, really tall. Keep the length and just fold forward. You can let your head relax down. You can take a little push of the elbows into the knees just to open up a little bit more. All right, bring yourself on up. We'll take a side stretch. So it doesn't matter what leg you start with. Extend one leg out. Let the other leg come into that tree pose shape. And we'll stretch towards the straight leg. We'll inhale to open the chest to the ceiling. And then exhale to just take that top arm behind your back. And we'll stay here for a couple more breaths. If it feels okay, you're looking up. If not, you can look down at the leg. We're finding that stretch in the side waist here and that outer hip. And then lift your torso up. Keep turning towards that bent leg for a nice simple twist. And then come on back around, shake both legs out. And we'll take that head to knee pose on the other side. So snuggling your tree pose foot in, extending your other leg out, and we'll stretch towards that straight leg. Rotate your ribs up to the ceiling, turn your gaze up. Inhale to take the hand behind the back. And then exhale to stay here. And we're really trying to root through the hip, that stretch through the waist. Should feel nice and juicy. And then bring yourself up. Continue towards that bent leg for your twist. Sitting up nice and tall. And then come on back to center. Both legs extend forward. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, belly off of the thighs. Get a little bit longer. And then exhale, refold. Two more like that. Inhale, extending out, and your hamstring should feel this. Should feel good. Exhale to fold. One more time, as always, if you need to bend your knees, that can be a way to release a little bit. All right, from here, bring yourself all the way up. Bend those knees, plant the hands behind you. Inhale to lift the hips up. And then exhale to sit down. And we'll do that 2 more times. So that reverse tabletop, you're using your arms and your legs. And then bring it down. One more time, inhale, lift it up. And exhale, take it down. All right, last little warm up here, coming through some cat-cows and some spinal stretches. So make your way to all fours. Remember, you can make a fist or hold your weights if you have weights, or you could be on your elbows. Inhale to drop the belly and pull the heart through, looking up, up, up. And then exhale, push into the shins and the hands round to your back. Pause here, stretch the back of your neck. Again, inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Last time, inhale, cow. And exhale for cat. All right, let's make our way to down dog. Let's start to get into the work. Today we'll begin with two sun salutation A's, and we'll do sun A twice between a couple of our different HIIT exercises. So just so you know, that will be kind of our yoga break between some of the harder work. So find your down dog, shake your head out, pedal those knees, move those elbows, whatever feels good to you. If you have space, kick a leg up. Doesn't have to look pretty, you're just starting to find those places where you can open a little bit more. And then find your stillness in down dog. We'll inhale to lift the heels high, bend the knees, look between the hands, and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, hands on the shins. Exhale, forward fold. Push into the feet, reach all the way up. Your arms are with you, palms touch, hands to prayer. All right, sun A, here we go. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, fold it over. Inhale, half lift. Plant your palms, make your way to your plank. Pause here for a moment. Can you push your heels back? Can you push your hands into the ground and spread your shoulders? Now let's go. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, drop the knees if you need to, chaturanga. Next, inhale, your back bend, hips down or hips up. And then exhale, down dog, hips high. Round two, legs together, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Root your right hand all the way up, tall. Palms touch, hands to heart center. One more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, big fold. Inhale, half lift. Find that plank, move for your flow, breath movement. Inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Inhale to open your heart. Exhale, down dog. All right, coming into our HIIT work, we'll be on the forearms for forearm plank. So drop them down to those arms. Make sure that your forearms are parallel to each other. And we'll start alternating knee taps. Notice my hips aren't moving up and down or side to side. Belly button in, a little tug of the tail might help. Some of us definitely helps me. And we'll go. 30 seconds starts now, one knee and the other. Everything else in the body is really still and strong. So a lot of work in the shoulders, a lot of work in the core. Your breath is flowing in and out, in and out. And you can go at whatever pace you want. If you have the music on, you can find that beat and move those knees to the beat. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips, drop the knees, untuck the toes, sphinx pose. That little back bend is our break. And then forehead down, press back, child's pose for a moment. Hips to heels, extend the arms forward. All right, from here, we'll roll ourselves up. We'll come to a seat for boat pose. We'll grab those weights or cans or water bottle, whatever you have at home. And remembering that unlike some of our Pilates movements with the core seated, in yoga we want to have a really tall spine, no C curve here. So really tall spine. You'll hold whatever weights you have forward, palms up. Spine is really long. We'll lean back and we'll lift the legs up and tap the legs down. 30 seconds here, starts now. Remember, it can help to exhale when you lift your legs. If you need more here, you're going straight legs up and down. It's a lot harder. So feel free to take those bent knees if that works better for you. We're over halfway there, which is the good news. Chest is proud, shoulders are relaxed, spine is long. You're there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take those feet down, turn the palms down. We'll inhale to reach the arms up and sit all the way up, and then exhale to lean back. Inhale to sit up, reach up. Exhale to come back. For this, we're doing 10 reps. We've done 2. We've got 8 more. Again, those of you that want a little more challenge, you can have your legs off of the ground. Again, a lot more work here. So you take it where you need it. 5 more. Exhale up. Inhale down. Getting that core burn early this morning. 2 more. And 1 more. All right, we'll lay it all the way down. You can ditch your weights. Feet are flat, arms by the sides. We'll come up. 1, 2, 3, down on 1. Both feet are planted. If you want to lift your arms off the ground or take them behind you, totally up to you. We've got 30 seconds with this. 3 counts up, 1 count down. Starts now. Booty strong. Again, if you have the benefit of music behind you, feel free to find the beat with the music. Whether you have music or not, squeezing the glutes at the top, keeping those knees parallel, keeping those feet grounded. You have a little over 5 seconds left. Belly strong. For 3, 2, 1 more. And now hold your hips up. We'll do little hip swings. Hips will go towards the left, center, right, center, left. My butt's still off the ground, center, right, center. And I'm really trying to squeeze out to whatever side my hips are moving to. My belly button is still trying to stay pressed towards my spine. We've got 3 more each direction. 1 more each direction. And then don't drop the hips yet. Lift the hips higher. We'll raise the heels, open the knees, squeeze the knees in, drop the heels. That's our next 30 seconds. Releve out, in, down. Here we go. Lift, press, pull, lower. Lift, press, pull, lower. And if you happen to have, say, a Pilates ring in your house and you want to put it between your thighs, be my guest. Otherwise, you're imagining that there's resistance that prevents the legs from going out too wide and prevents the legs from coming in too narrow. So you're using those outer thighs and glutes and those inner thighs. We'll come into a little bit of a pulse in 3, 2, 1. Heels can be up or down. Knees will press out, out, out. Out. Really squeezing that booty. Again, imagining that there's resistance on the outsides of the legs. For 5, 4, we'll go narrow in 3, 2, 1. Now knees come in. Now you're imagining that yoga block. Lucky you guys, no yoga block work today. No low lasana today. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Draw the knees into the chest, and whatever you need to do to stretch the legs, the hips, the glutes, take a moment. This is also a good time to grab a sip of water. And we'll come back into those 2 rounds of Sun A. Again, just a little bit of break between the hip work. So when you're ready to, let's come on into that down dog shape. Making sure your mat is clear of any of your props. Hips are high. Pedal things out, shake things out, let that energy go. And then find that nice, strong down dog. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop. If you're hopping, push into the hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Roots right and all the way up. Maybe you add a little back bend. Hands under prayer. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms, move through your flow. And remember that this is your breath to movement flow. You're taking the variation of chaturanga and your variation of back bend that works best. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, hop. Exhale, fold. Stand tall, reach up, look up, back bend optional. Hands to heart. One more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, big fold. Inhale, half and move through it.
All right, this time coming into some standing work. Inhale, lift the right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. And then take that right knee to the outside of the right arm. Before we get standing, we'll slide the right knee down to the wrist and up to the elbow. We're still in plank, down to the wrist, up to the elbow for 3. And you can even have your legs sweep your arm, which is what I'm doing. Last one. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Stretch the legs apart. Exhale, come through warrior 1. We'll get into warrior 1 instead of lunge today. So that back heel is dropped, but my hips are square. So a trick for that, as a lot of you know, is just to widen your feet, wider than a lunge. Notice that this back knee is kind of bent, the heel is up. Really push it down. Grab your weights or your cans or your water bottles. We'll hold this warrior 1 strong. We'll inhale for a lateral raise and exhale to come down. 30 seconds, here we go. Inhale up, exhale down. And we're just staying really fired up through the back leg and the front leg. That front knee is bent for sure. You remember with these arm raises, even if you don't have a weight or a can in your hand, you're lifting up to the height of the armpits. That's it, just the height of the armpits. Spine is long, belly button is towards the line. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, trying our little tested balance. Take the weights into the chest, lift the back heel and lean forward. You may need to wiggle your feet closer together. From power lunge, we'll inhale to warrior 3, see what happens. Exhale to power lunge. Just 5 times. Keep your eyes focused on the ground in front of you. Keep your belly engaged. Here we go. Inhale, warrior 3. Exhale, power lunge. So the work is really in that front leg. It's straightening for the warrior 3. It's bending for the lunge. You're driving through that heel. The other work is in the opposite glutes. 2 more. 1 more. All right, from here, you'll turn to the long side of your mat. That plie squat, that second position. We'll bring the arms out to a V. Again, you could be holding weights or not. We'll inhale to straighten the legs and exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten, exhale to bend. We just have 8 more. Turning those toes out, grounding through those heels, making sure you're nice and wide in the hips and the legs. For 5, 4, 3. Can you get even lower on these last 2? Hold it down, start to pulse it out. Bring your arms forward. And then bring your arms all the way in front of your thighs. And then bring your arms to 90 degrees out to the sides. Start to lift the arms up. We're still pulsing the hips. Bring the arms forward. Take the arms down. Now we come up from arms down. We lift the arms straight up. We bring the elbows out to 90. We come down. Straight arms the whole time. Lift it up. Bring it by the ears. Take it out to the sides. And here we quiet the hips, little arm circles for 10. Forward or back, you decide. And reverse your circle. Sit a little lower for 3, 2, 1. Release those weights. Take a moment. You might want to stretch a little deeper into that plie squat. You may want to come into your skandasana or your side lunge. Okay, little bit of cardio here. So we'll come from that plie squat into parallel legs, and you can think chair pose. So either you're jumping out of that plie squat or jumping into chair, or you're stepping out and stepping in. Just make sure for everyone that you're really low when you're in your respective turnout and parallel, okay? Let's start in that plie squat. Arms can be, as always, wherever you want. We don't have any weights for this. 30 seconds, nice and fast. Here we go. In and out. Getting that blood pumping this morning, getting you ready to do all of your Zoom calls and all of the things that you need to do today. Remember that you can be going faster or slower than me, but you're going at a pace that feels fast for you. Fast for you. 10 more seconds on the clock. We'll meet in that parallel place in 3, 2, 1. Find your chair pose. Without any weights, we'll tap the fingers down and lift the chest up. Notice though, my hips, they stay pretty low. It's just my torso down and up. So my thighs are feeling like they're getting a lot of work because they are. Inhale down, exhale up. Tap the mat, lift it up for 5, 4, spine long, 3, 2, 1. Take a moment, standing back bend, stretch the hips forward, shake the body out, let it go. All right, we'll come into that other side of warrior 1. So before we did the right leg forward, the left leg back. Now we'll come into that down dog. Left leg lifts. Then they open the hip for a moment, just find that little bit of stretch. And then take the left leg to the left elbow. We'll do those lower. Weight are down to the wrist, up to the elbow. We're staying in plank. Shoulders are really strong. We're pushing into those hands for 3, 2, last one. Inhale, stretch the leg long. Exhale, warrior 1. Grab your weights once again. So remember, back heel is down, leg is strong and straight, front knee is bent, widen the feet so that you can square the hips forward. So hips are in a different place than warrior 2. They're directly in front of you. This time, instead of lateral arm raises, we'll take the arms by the sides and lift the arms forward and back for those 30 seconds. So find that strong warrior 1. Really use your back foot and back leg. And here we go. Inhale up, exhale down. Nice tall spine, ribs knitted in. Breath is flowing. Shoulders down the back. And if you're using weights lighter than what you normally have at Truve, even in our bar classes, try not to swing the arms. Keep that control as you lift and as you lower. You got 5. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, now we come into that balance challenge of warrior 3. Whatever you were holding, it just comes into your chest. Lift your back heel, lean your body forward, find that power lunge. We push off of the 2 feet, but really the front foot, lift that back leg, warrior 3, tap it down. So we straighten the front leg, we bend the front knee. 3 more. Find that balance. Push out through the back heel as it lifts. Last one. And then you'll turn back to that plie squat. So I'm not facing away from you. And we'll turn back towards the camera. Toes out, heels in. This time we'll start with heel raises. We'll pick one heel to go first and then the other. We'll just alternate this. Remember that your hips stay low. You don't have to use your hands right now, or your arms, or your weights. You're just finding those raises, alternating from side to side. Can you get lower in your hips? For 4. Sit a little lower. Last one, each heel. And then both heels come up. Squeeze to straighten the legs, bend the knees, lower the heels. Lift the heels, squeeze the butt, bend the knees, lower down. 8 more. If you have any ankle injuries, you don't have to raise your heels. You keep those heels grounded and you work to slowly straighten. Still breathing, still strong, still powerful. We're there in 3. Last one. All right, friends, stay in that plie squat. Take your arms back to that 90 that we were in the last time we were in plie squat. This time, for 30 seconds, we'll bring the arms in, little raising the elbows up, little lower down, back out to the sides. Remember this one, get a really big burn in the shoulders and the deltoids. Sit lower in the hips. 30 seconds starts now. In, up, down, out. Again, you pick your pace. If you want to go slower, go slower. If you want to go faster, but maintain the 90 degrees between the forearms and the upper arms. So that elbow creates the 90. Time-wise, we're over halfway there. Can you sit a little lower? Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, take those weights down. Once again, feel free to stretch out through those hips. However you need to. Another good time to hydrate. You're obviously hydrating anytime you need to, but these little breaks are good. All right, let's get back into our 2 Sun A's. Finding that down dog shape, wiggling things out, lifting the hips high, pushing into the hands, inhale, heels rise, knees bend, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, mountain pose, reach up, maybe there's a little back from here, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, big fold. Inhale, half lift. Plant the palms again, your vinyasa. There is absolutely no rush for you to get to down dog. So if one of these poses in the vinyasa feels especially good, stay there. Legs together when you're ready. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Push down, lift up. Maybe the back bend. Hands to prayer. One more time. I'll be quiet. We'll meet in down dog. Right, this time from down dog, we'll gently lower to the knees. And next series will be on hands and knees, all fours. We'll do some bird dog action and then also do some lateral action with the arm and the leg. If you want to add a weight in your right hand, you can. I'm not going to do that, it hurts my back a little too much. But feel free to hold your can or your water bottle or your weight in your right hand. And we'll come into that tabletop position, firming up the belly, spreading the shoulder blades. We've got our right arm and our left leg. We'll lift them both to the height of the shoulder and the hip. And we'll inhale here, stretch long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Just 4 more. Inhale out. Exhale in. Finding that stability and balance. Inhale out. Exhale in. 1 more. And then coming back long, this is where we'll take that lateral action. Right arm to the right, left leg to the left. Try not to let the leg or arm drop. Come back to center. And you could be flexing your foot or pointing it out to the side. Squeeze it back to center. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Last one. Okay. You can keep this arm off the ground or bring it down. We'll bend that back leg. We'll turn that knee out. We'll bring it towards the elbow, back, knee to the floor. Turn the knee out, elbow, back, knee faces the ground. So we're turning out and turning parallel. 30 seconds, firm up your right obliques, and here we go. Knee out, arm, back, knee down. Turn out into the arm, back, knee down. And keep going. As always, this is a move at your own pace. Other side stays really strong. You have about 10 more seconds here. Keep it up. Last 3, 2, 1. From here, we'll take 1, 2, 3 pulses and 1, 2 hamstring curls. 3 pulses, 2 hamstring curls. Okay, set up your bent knee. 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Again, you find your own rhythm. 3 glute presses, 2 hamstring curls. The presses are in that pulse action. Really working that booty today. About 10 more seconds here. Notice if you dropped into your shoulders, push down into the hands or the fists to lift up from the floor. Last 3, 2, 1. Take a moment to stretch. Take that left foot, tuck the toes behind you, push through the heel, come onto your elbows. So you're pushing the energy back in that left leg, you're grounding in your forearms. Awesome. We'll stay with that left leg. So we'll come to the long side of the mat, legs open wide. We do this next move with blocks, but we'll try it today without blocks and just see what happens. You'll want to flex your feet or point them just so you have a lot of energy in your legs. And you'll take your hands around that same leg you were just working, that left leg. Fingertips or hands, you're facing the leg. Your feet are activated, and we'll try our best to use those hip flexors and the low belly to lift the leg up. We're not lifting the butt today, just the leg, okay? We'll try this for 30 seconds. Sit up really tall, leverage your arms. Try your best not to lean forward, so if you need to, fingertips might be better. And here we go, up and down. Helpful little tip here. Exhale to lift. Exhale on the hardest part of the movement. And inhale when you come down. Always a doozy, always a challenge, but I know you all are great at challenges. We're there soon. We'll hold in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg up, flex, point for 5. Little bit 4, sit up tall, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Stretch it out. You may want to fold forward in that straddle. Some of you may want to come back to that butterfly. All right, folks. Before we do all of that on the other side, I want to give your wrists a break. So this is where if you have your glides, your rag, your socks, and hardwood floors, we'll come into the hamstring work with the glides. So come to the edge of your mat. I just folded mine up because of the camera, but unless you have to for space, you don't need to. We'll take either the heels on the glide, whatever the surface is, or your flat feet. So it's totally up to you. I like heels personally. Once you get your feet on the glides, rest your head down. Head and shoulders stay down. Also recommend arms staying down. You'll lift your hips off the ground, just a few inches, like enough space for your hands to come under your butt and maybe still half an inch of space between. And we'll bend the knees in and push the legs out for that double hamstring curl. We'll take 30 seconds starting now. Pull and push. And for those of you that do TRX a lot, this is just like our TRX hamstring curls. Should give you a very similar burn to that. Again, you're wanting to keep your hips elevated. That's the hard part. Belly is that supporting actor, keeping you nice and strong. 5 more seconds. And relax. Take just a quick moment. We'll isolate the legs now. So pick your favorite leg. I'm a righty. And we'll start with that leg first, bending and straightening. Butt still off the ground, the other leg can stay straight, or it can come flat, knee bent. Up to you. But we have 30 seconds on each side. So pick your leg, lift your hips, and here we go, that single leg for 30 seconds. Again, you choose the pace at which you're moving. We worked our quads earlier and some of that plie squat standing work. Now working those hamstrings here in all fours and with these glides. We're there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a mini rest. Okay, second favorite leg. Ground the leg that's not going to be moving. Lift the hips, prepare that other leg, and here we go. Push and pull. Push and pull. We've got about 10 more minutes of work in class, so stay with me, stay strong, you've got this. And then you get to go about your day. We have a lot of other awesome classes happening today as well that you might want to check out. We're there in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right, let it go. Highly recommend you come
back to the hamstring stretch we did in the beginning of class. This time you might want to hold it instead of bending and straightening, but up to you. Make sure you get both legs. Again, this is another great time to grab a quick sip of water. And don't worry, don't forget, we have a whole other all fours side to go. Starting with those 5 nice and easy bird dogs. So if you're grabbing water, grab your sip now. And then let's come back all fours. Hands or fists or elbows. And this time, left arm, right leg. Left arm forward, you can add the weight if that feels okay for your back. Right leg, take an inhale to stretch long. Exhale, elbow to knee. So we're really counting on our shoulders here and our core to keep us nice and balanced. Last one. Next time you come out, you got those lateral movements. Arms to the left, leg to the right. Try not to lower them in space and then come back to center. Out to the side. Ooh, exhale back to center. 3 more. Inhale to the side. Strong through those obliques. Exhale center. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful. All right, coming down. Now we have that funky move, and I'll turn this way so you can see, so you can remember. Left arm can stay up, your prerogative. Right leg will bend. We'll turn it out, elbow, back, knee down. Out, elbow, back, knee down. So just a reminder of that move. 30 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Turn out, bring it to the arm, take it back, knee down. And this is where, again, that breath will really help. Core should be on fire here, oblique should be on fire, glute should be on fire. We've got those pulsing glute presses and hamstring curls next, but keep with this move for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, that next move, we will face the ground the whole time. We've got 1, 2, 3 pulses, bend, straighten, bend, straighten. Imagine that your thigh is stuck in a block of ice. 30 seconds, here we go. 1, 2, 3, hamstring curl, 1, 2. Keep going. Breathing into those glutes. Breathing into those hamstrings. Pushing down in the hands again so you're not dropping into your shoulders. About 10 more seconds. Last 3, 2, and 1. Let's stretch it out. Tuck those right toes back, come onto the elbows. Pushing the heel away from the body, lengthening the back of the leg. And when you're ready to, we'll come into that down dog. Last 2 sun salutation A's. Nice and long body, nice and high hips. Zip the legs together. Inhale, heels high, knees bend, look forward. Exhale, step for high. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward. Stand tall. Again, back bend is optional. Hands to prayer at the chest. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, tide it over. Inhale, half lift. Your flow, your way. Remember that this is not a rushed cardio activity unless that's how fast your breath is. Last time, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, full root to right, and all the way up. Hands to prayer. Last time, you're on your own. All right, folks. From down dog, we'll lift that right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Step that right foot forward for lunge. And this is our yoga lunge right now, so the back leg is straight, the front knee is bent.
Working some balance. If you have a block or a water bottle or even that can, put it in front of your mat. I'm going to use my water bottle today. This is in case you want to have your hand holding something for your warrior three and your half moon. So with that right leg forward, go ahead and lift the arms and just take a moment to sink low into that lunge. And we'll just take a few pulses, keeping the back leg straight. So it's just the hips and that pubic bone lifting up and down. Belly is on fire. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, keeping the arms where they are, just hip the torso forward. We've been in this power lunge a few times already. Keep shifting the weight forward for warrior three. This is where you can test the waters and keep the arms forward, or you can take your hands down to that object. Whatever feels better for you and your stability this morning. Now coming into half moon, so be opening that left hip on top of the right. I would recommend at least the right hand coming to that object, the left hand coming to the hip, push down in your right foot to open your left hip out. And keeping your gaze really steady towards the ground can help. And once you get to that half moon, maybe you test the waters even more. You lift the top arm, you lift the bottom arm. If you're feeling wobbly in the bottom foot, ground the big toe, maybe bend the bottom knee, take one more breath here, and then step back, warrior two. Right knee, front knee is still bent, back leg is straight. Inhale to reverse your warrior, reach towards that back leg. Exhale, side angle. Just one more like that, stretching the legs. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, reach forward. And we'll find that half moon in a different way. Same balance you were just in. Top hand to the hip. Look towards the ground. Locate that water bottle or that block, or maybe you don't use it today. Start to shift the weight forward. Lift that back. Again, maybe you test the waters, you experiment, you see what happens. And we'll square off to warrior three. So the left side of the body squares towards the mat. You can touch your water bottle or not. Take one more breath here. And then inhale, high lunge. Exhale, hands down. Sweep the right leg up. Bend the knee, open the hips, shake that leg out. And make your way to down dog. Same thing on the left leg. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. Find your high lunge. Again, this is our yoga lunge. Back leg is as straight as you can get it. Arms are up. We'll take that little baby lift of the hips up and the hips down. Back leg is still pretty straight. Front knee is still pretty bent. We've got 5, 4. Feeling really tall. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Stay in the lunge for a moment. Keep the arms where they are and just tip the torso forward. Power lunge, it should feel a little bit harder than crescent lunge. We'll shift the weight from this lunge into our warrior three. Again, you've got your object underneath you. You can use it or not. Can you lift the back leg to the height of the hip and really push out through the foot? Now our half moon. Bottom hand to the object, maybe. Top hand to the hip. Slowly open that right hip over the left. And then once you get there, get adventurous, see what happens. From here, warrior two, soft landing, open the arms wide. Inhale, reach back, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, reach forward, keep the back foot engaged. One more time, inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Coming back into that half moon, the reverse way. Top hand to the hip. Bottom hand maybe to the object, maybe not. Lift the back leg. Top hand is over the body. So if you had a wall behind you, your back, your butt would be touching the wall. And then from here we square off to warrior three. Dropping the right hip in line with the left and one more breath. High lunge. Reach up, look up. Hands down, left leg squeeze. Give yourself some space. Move it around. Down dog, and then we'll walk the hands back to the feet. Take the weight into the heels, bend the knees, let the head and arms hang, and slowly, slowly, slowly